The king who was not a king. In a time of great noise and clatter, when kingdoms clashed like cymbals and the world seemed to have forgotten its manners, there lived a man named Kongfuzi. He was not a king, and he did not wear a crown. But he had a quiet hope in his heart that he might one day find a ruler who would listen to his words and bring order to the land. So, with a few loyal students by his side, he set out on a long, dusty road. "Master," asked his student Zilu, "are we not wasting our time? The rulers are too busy with their wars to heed your wisdom." Confucius smiled, a little sadly. "The journey itself is the lesson, Zilu," he replied, "and a lesson is never a waste." They traveled from state to state, from the halls of Duke Ding in Lu to the courts of Wei and Qi. Confucius would stand before the rulers, his robes simple and his voice calm, and he would speak of benevolence, of righteousness, and of a government that cared for its people like a father cares for his children. But the rulers were too busy with their battles and their banquets. They would nod politely, perhaps even offer a small gift, but they would not truly listen. The words of peace and harmony were like seeds thrown on a stone path. They could not take root. Years passed, and the journey continued. Confucius grew older, his beard longer, his steps a little slower. He never found the king he was looking for. He never held a position of true power. His life's great ambition, to guide a ruler, seemed to have failed. But his students, they did listen. They wrote down every word he spoke, every lesson he taught. They learned of the importance of family, of respect for elders, and of the golden rule. Do not do to others what you do not want done to yourself. As he lay on his deathbed, Confucius looked out at the world that was still at war. He must have wondered if his life had been a failure. He had not changed the world in his lifetime. He had not found his king. But a funny thing happened after he was gone. The seeds he had planted, which had seemed to fall on stone, began to sprout. His students taught their own students, and those students taught others. The words of Confucius spread like a gentle river, flowing through the centuries. For 2,000 years, his words became the foundation of an entire civilization. Rulers who had never met him began to govern with benevolence. Scholars who had never seen his face studied his wisdom. He had not found a king to listen to him, but he had become the moral king of millions. And so,